by hot minute I mean months, but I'm back. And if you don't know, it's your girl Tara Shade. And if you do know, thank you so much for sticking around. And as always, I have some more story time. Well, I actually had a lot before I took my little hiatus. There was a lot.
So this time we're gonna go all the way back to the year 2015, which was my last year of university. And I'm gonna explain to you why I think practicums are a scam and why they shouldn't be allowed. Okay, so like I said, it was 2015. That was my last year of my 4-year degree. And for my school, you had to do a practicum, so related to your field. So you had to work with the practicum coordinator, usually like the semester before you're gonna be graduating, so that you can find a practicum for your last semester. At the time, I thought it was gonna be a cool idea, I guess. I guess my idea was that when you did a practicum, that you kind of get your foot in the door for whatever field you want to get into or whatever job. But that is not what happened. So 2015, so to start off, I had to work with this coordinator, like I said. So it's actually her job to find you a practicum. So, and a practicum is an unpaid, pretty much like internship. But yeah, unpaid, so it's like volunteer. So it's her job. She's supposed to come up with all these different options, and then she gives you the options, and then you have to say which one you want to do. Not sure what made 2015 so special, but she literally gave 2 options. It was either, well, I can't even say, but it was 2 options when I thought it was gonna be like multiple things. And then when I said, oh, I'm kind of interested in working in the United States instead of Canada, is there any way that we can do like a practicum in the United States? And then she was like, no help. Like, you can't just like decide that you're gonna go and work in the United States and blah. So she had the audacity to tell me that I can't choose where I want to work, and that I'm not allowed to keep my options open because I didn't want to commit to either one of her choices. Because you know what? Quite frankly, the options that she was providing me sucked. So we got into it that day because she's trying to tell me that I can't keep my options open and yada yada all this stuff. So I had to remind her that it is my money from tuition that pays her bills. Like, she works for me, not the other way around. So you don't be telling me that I can't keep my options open. Like, it don't make any sense. So then it just the way that it worked out, I couldn't go to the United States because it's just not that easy. And since the coordinator didn't want to provide any help, I would have had to come up with a job by myself there. I would have to do all the paperwork myself. It was just like a lot of work on top of working full-time and going to school full-time. So then I just ended up picking one of her 2 options that she gave me. Okay. So not only is a practicum a bad idea because it's forced free labor, like it's not even volunteering. Volunteering is when you do something out of the goodness of your heart because you want to help like the less fortunate or like a cause that you're passionate about. Whereas a practicum is you're forced to volunteer for free because the job market is just that competitive that the schools just decided it would be a good experience for you to work for free. So that's one issue all by itself. You know what? It really gets really more complicated, I guess, is because not only do you have to work for free, why is a practicum considered a course? So like, I had to pay tuition to do a practicum, so I'm literally paying the school for me to go work somewhere for free. Like, does that make sense? And not only, it wasn't even a regular course tuition amount, it was more expensive, like by at least a few grand more expensive than the other courses that made up my final year. Like, it just actually blows my mind. So not only are you taking my money, but I have to pay you more money to go work somewhere for free where I'm not guaranteed to get a job, and you also didn't even provide that many options because apparently it depends on if your semester's in fall or winter what you can do. But like the whole 4 years I was doing my program, nobody ever mentioned that. Like, that's the first I ever heard that. Had I known that your practicum depends on which semester you're gonna graduate in, I probably would have like shuffled my classes around some bits, and I maybe would have done it in a different semester if I knew there was gonna be more variety. Like, it's just a really crappy thing to kind of spring on people. Like, it wasn't on the syllabus when we started at school with our program. It wasn't in second year, it wasn't in third year. Literally the semester before I have to complete this practicum. And keep in mind, if you do not do the practicum, you do not graduate. So you go and work for free, and then your mentors or whatever have to grade you, and then they submit your report card to your teacher. I'm not even sure why we had a teacher for a practicum, because the teacher doesn't even come on site to where you are. You literally go from your practicum, and then several times a week or whatever, you have to go to this class and sit in like a sharing circle and talk about like, how's it going or something. Like, who cares? What a waste. It was so frustrating. And you know what, the practicum people should be like providing your report card for free. Like, there should be no charge between the school and the practicum people, because you're working for free for them, so it's like free labor. So if that isn't bad enough, oh god, tell me why. So not only is this practicum hard because they like to give you like the crap work because you're like a volunteer or whatever. So my mentors, they both went on holidays around the same time, so I had to manage both of their work. Okay, then this certain section of work that they do, I guess they don't really believe in training, because they're like, you're lucky that you get to do a practicum here, because like when we got into this job, you just get a manual and then you're kind of just told like, good luck. And I was like, well, that seems dangerous for this field. Like, why wouldn't someone train you? But I guess that's just how they do it. So tell me why. I was about to leave to go to my class after practicum one day, and then we look out the window on the K9 unit and helicopters and all these police are outside, and then we get told that we're in lockdown. Like, I'm confused. Like, I'm trying to leave. What do you mean lockdown, right? And like, why is it that I had to like see all that's going on outside and then we're told that we're on lockdown? Shouldn't you like say you're on lockdown like right away? I don't know how many minutes these police were out there, but it seemed like a long time because there was a lot of them. Like, I've never seen helicopters like flying around that much, like looking for someone. So, fun little side story. To get into the building, it was like a four floor building, so you could either use the stairs or the elevator. So every day going to work, most of us use the elevator, right? Going up and down, and up and down. Keep that in mind because it's going to play into the story. Okay, so I look out, and you know how jacked up our system is, that when I see that we're on lockdown, my first thought is like, oh my god, like, I hope I don't get my marks docked, because I'm not going to be able to make it to class, obviously, because from where my practicum was, at this time, I was taking like transit, I believe, yeah. So I literally would have to take a train downtown and then take a bus to my school. So it's like an hour and something, hour and 15 or something. So then I'm like panicking, telling my teacher like, hey, like I can't come in right now because there's a lockdown. Instead of like thinking like, am I safe? Capitalism is so jacked up that you have to like think about things like, am I gonna get my marks docked? Because as I mentioned, if you do not pass your practicum, you don't graduate. So that means I would have to do my practicum the following semester and pay another, how many thousands of dollars I paid for that one practicum. So like, I wasn't about to do that. So, you know, we're like looking out the window and stuff. I can't leave. And then I see the ambulance people, EMT, wheel out this guy, and they have him in like a neck brace or something, it looks like. And You know, I was expecting the ambulance to like peace out right away, but it like sat there and I'm like, oh, that is not a good sign. So it turns out, fun little story, in our building, someone was shot. Someone that was coming to one of the businesses at the building got shot, you know? So when it was finally time for me to like leave for the day, like we're finally allowed to leave, like there's this bullet hole right through the side of the elevator. And okay, so it was like kind of eerie because we use that elevator every day, and the shooting happened around lunchtime, I believe. So had any of us gone out for lunch, like we would have come face to face with a shooter. So if that's not bad enough, like a normal school would be like, that's pretty traumatic. Like we should just like give the practicum students that are at this location an A, because like I feel like that's not normal. You know, someone gets shot at your practicum. But is that what my school did? No, I have to continue to go. Okay, so then if that isn't bad enough, do you think any of the regular paid staff came into work the next day? Literally, like 2 staff members came into work, and one of them was a manager, and then my mentors were off on vacation, both of them at the same time. So like all 3 of us practicum students came in to the practicum the next day, because that's how screwed up the system is, that we can't even get an A right now, even though someone's literally been shot at our workplace, and we're working for free. Like it just doesn't make any sense. So the paid workers didn't come in. So then the manager had a bright idea, because none of us can use the elevator now because the police have it off as a crime scene, so you can't use it. So you know what, Terrace, I have a job for you. You're gonna man the back stairwell. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's no people or anything. So keep in mind, all these people, so we have like clients, right? We see clients, they all have to like come up the back stairwell, and the shooter has not been caught yet. Like I don't know who did the shooting, but yet me, the unpaid worker, needs to man this back door when the cameras aren't working or anything, because the cameras are for the front, like people that are coming up into the elevator, up into the office, but nobody can come up that way. So literally I'm just like working blind and manning the door, like hope this isn't the shooter, hope they didn't come back for round 2. And did anyone think like, hey, let's send the practicum students home because our paid workers that get paid to do this job didn't come in, so maybe like we shouldn't get these workers that are here for free for literally a class to like stay here? Did anyone think that? Nope. No, had to continue on with the practicum, but I'm literally so desperate because I'm so over school at this point that I keep on going on. So you know, that would be crazy enough at a practicum to just have that one thing happen, but no, of course that's not my life. What happens next is like a week or something, maybe 2 weeks later, my mentor's back from vacation. So then we decide that we're going to go to a domestic violence course, and so we get there safely, but on the way back it is our turn to like turn. We have the green arrow to turn, but no, some idiot runs the red light. Like everyone else at the intersection is stopped except the people that are turning left. He literally hits us when I'm in the mentor's car with my mentor, spins our car around. Okay, so yeah, the car is spun around now, like we're facing the opposite direction, but we're still in the intersection, just facing the opposite direction because he just hit us. So then my mentor has to like kind of like move the car out of the intersection, or else we'll get hit further. And then so we all get out of the car because we're in shock, and we're like to the guy, like, what happened? Everyone else was stopped, like, what's going on, right? And basically he was like, so sorry, I got distracted. My wife is across the road and I have to go pick her up. She's like a pedestrian, she's walking. So basically he rammed into our car and ran the light because he couldn't wait a second to go pick his wife up. Like, she can't wait? Are you serious? And then my mentor's asking for like his insurance information or whatever, and then he doesn't have insurance. And then I don't know if it's just the shock talking, but the mentor thinks it's a good idea to send me back to the office to walk after a car accident. Like, you can just walk back to the office. Her car was like destroyed, like, and I'm pretty sure she had just gotten a new SUV, and we were driving the SUV that day, and it got destroyed, so she had to get another one. So then I walked to the office, and everyone's like, where's your mentor? And I'm like, yeah, like, we just got hit. Like, our car spun out. So you think that would be like the boiling point of like, okay, your practicum should be over. Someone's gotten shot. You got into a car accident. Yada, yada, yada. Like, I think you've done enough. Nope. I got 1 day off the next day to go to the doctor because I was still shaken up. And I was still continuing this practicum. Like, it was actually mind-blowing. Okay, so then you think, okay, this practicum must be done by now. No. So then at the end of the practicum, then there's a tornado warning, and management can't decide if everyone should evacuate or like go into the hallways away from the windows. So like, it's like, yeah, we should go there. No, we should go here. And it's just like flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. So everyone just ends up standing by the window, and I see some idiots outside taking pictures of the tornado. It's like a photo op. Like, oh my gosh. You know what? Boomers like to complain so much about my millennials with their like technology and stuff, but it's actually the boomers that are out there taking pictures and like, oh, this is so cool. Oh my god. And not being able to make a decision, like, what should we do? So everyone's just standing there. So at the end of the day, practicums are a waste of time, because at the end, after everything that I went through, do you think that I got offered a position? No. You know what they offered me? Oh, you should come volunteer here after you're done school. Like, no. I went to school so that I can try to get a job, not so that I can volunteer my time for free even further, even though someone just got shot and we got into a car accident, and I still couldn't end my practicum. So why would I come volunteer with you guys? But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and it's your girl Tara Sade, and don't forget to like and subscribe.